Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's pairing session. I have brought along a little something that made me pull a couple of hairs, but let's see what's actually up. So I was working on an issue which is rather straightforward, I'd say. It is so what you need to know is I've been working on the redesigned login page, and there is a feature called the design in text, which is basically just a text you can configure in the GitLab admin panel, and it will then show on the before you logged in, basically on the login page. So this was working so far so good-ish. It turned out, and there was the issue that was reported, is this thing is trying to fix. You can actually see it here pretty good. So we do have a setting which basically says log in via passport enabled. And if this setting was set to true, which is the default, everything was working as expected. Once this setting was turned to false, the sign-in text would also be gone, which would be a bug. So this MR, I've been working on an MR to fix that, and the fix is actually working out kind of nicely. Problem with that is this is obviously a test gap, because this went through on the first try without no human or machine noticing. So while I'm working on this, I'm actually introducing a text that this thing still works would be a very nice thing. So from where I'm currently at, I do have my GDK running, and it's actually doing the right thing. So I am pretty sure that this works. And this brings me to the test I'm currently working on or trying to set up. It is kind of hijacking an already existing text, which is okay. This is nothing more than a scribble at the moment, but these LDAP things should be all right. We probably can remove those as well. There might be some unneeded still in there, but I don't think that is the main problem. So in short, let me get this up. This test is currently failing because it is setting the sign-in text and then checking that the actual rendered results does have the same text still, while we have been disabling the other sign-in methods, which is actually taken off, which is setting the setting to false, what I just spoke about.
Okay.
So that's kind of it in a nutshell. And what I expected to be is, I do have the suspicion that this line is not quite doing what it's supposed to be for whatever reason, and this used to be working for me. I don't know why it kind of stops, but WebDriver headless, like that was a thing. I was able to run an RSpec test with this program, and it would just open up a browser for me. I could actually see stuff. So if it renders or not, but for some reason it stopped working for me, and it will now just run it in headless mode, basically.
Why do you feel like you need to see stuff? Like, are you micromanaging your tests? I
Absolutely,
told you
yes.
it couldn't see anything. Do you not trust it?
Absolutely not. No, that's
I know.
it
When the
was
tests fail, you're like, yeah, that's kind of when you want to pull your chair up and read over their shoulder and like really check everything the test is doing. But what's tough is like usually the test is just doing its job, you know?
yep,
Um,
yep, yep.
uh, let's try this out. Yeah, I don't know if line 53 is going to be what we want. So I feel like it's important to note here that we're in a Haml spec.
Mhm.
So rendering Haml specs usually are not dealing with like all of Rails where like which usually like controllers are.
Mhm.
So we usually have to do things like where we allow Vue to receive stuff. We see
Yep.
a lot of this stuff in Haml spec.
Yep, yep, yep.
Application setting, I'm not sure about. So can we jump into the actual YAML that for this thing?
Sure, sure. That would be this one, I suppose. There we go.
Okay. And we are at is possible is markdown field being stubbed?
Fair point.
Is that
How?
referenced anywhere in our YAML spec?
No, it's not.
Um
Let's quickly
yeah, let's try that out. That's a good idea. That's fine.
so
That should be
that should be good enough, right? Yeah. And
Yeah.
let's quickly remove the markdown field. So this really should pass at least. Otherwise, we're having some different issues.
Mm-hmm.
Did I make any stupid typos or something? Should be okay. Oh, nothing's broken
Everything
anymore.
failed. I think you're indented too much on line 23.
Do agree. Well, something's changed. That's already partial success.
No, it looks like we're running into
Something's very wrong.
yeah, these things should print out to a picture. Like if you go back to the yeah, if you scroll up. Oh, like when it runs, you should get an output of a screenshot of the failure. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah, it does. I just killed that. I'm sorry. That's
okay.
what I did as well was to put yeah, okay. So I just put the text over here as well, and this will actually make it run. So let's let this fail for a second. But I
think yep, and I think that's related to it too. So we're only on line 53. Do you see on line 53 of the test? We only set it for this current application settings part of. So we might need to maybe on line 21 of our YAML, we need that drill down property before referencing sign-in tags.
How would that look like?
I think it would just be just what you've done, except GitLab current settings dot current application settings dot sign-in tags.
So
sorry, I'm lost. Can you repeat that?
Yeah,
What do you mean drill
I'm
down?
not explaining it well. You're drilling down from the capital C current settings. Yes. Yeah, that might be related to it.
is it just a point or a column?
This is a point. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Oh, okay. So let's give it one more shot.
Well, yes, yeah, straight up. Yeah, you got rid of the.
Let's quickly see. Okay, because of the changes I did in the template. Okay, that just got me. But yeah, that makes sense. Oh, good. Let's see if this thing passes. That'd be great.
That wasn't visible before, right? Even though you hard coded it.
The actual variable value was visible, but which was just gone. But now we hard coded invisible this text.
Okay.
So that is what we're now seeing. So that is as expected.
Okay.
Screenshots, Paul, help me out.
Oh, you know what? It might not be doing that if these aren't like feature specs. I mean, yeah, it's probably not going to do screenshots because it's not feature specs. Sorry about that. Okay, if we go back, so it does look like we stub the feature flag restyle login page to be false on line 36 or true.
Both of them. That's why we are getting 2 failed tests. So it would actually probably be okay to get, might be okay to get 1 failing test at this point, but both of them. So we are looping through those.
Yeah, let's do something
What is the-
online. Oh, what were we gonna say?
What does the stub do?
This stuff. This is just setting the restart login page true or false depending on which iteration we are in. That's all it does.
The other thought I had, is there an EE override to this thing?
Let's see.
Not to not to that one, but to the actual view.
So there is also an EE template or an EE spec to say the least. But
Can we
should
look
we
for devise sessions? Can we look for devise sessions new? Okay, there's just one there. Okay, that's fine.
Why
Let's.
is there a spec for EE?
That's a
No.
good question.
I think might be on thin ice here, but this looks to me that we are having some kind of EE only features, like third-party providers that we only support in EE or something.
Yep.
And those tests are then living in this. That's what I think it is.
Yep. Yeah, the
Sorry. So there's one Haml for both non-EE and EE, and then there's a spec for EE and normal. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why would EE be different if it's the same Haml?
We usually don't like duplicate the base behavior spec in EE. The main intent here is we're gonna test a CE thing under the context of EE. So when we run tests for EE, it runs both the CE and EE spec. So the same thing may have 2 tests. Because we also support just the CE version of GitLab, which gets rid of everything EE. And so that won't run any EE tests. And so these 2 tests, you'll see this happen a lot where the EE tests will be different than the CE tests. And that's expected because we're testing the CE thing under an EE context. And we only are concerned about what is different with the EE context. Because the base test will still get run. Like we don't need to duplicate those.
Okay. And the Haml file, like it's one version, but there's bits in it that say if it's EE, do this.
Yeah, and usually in Haml, you'll see it like a render if exists. So that's usually the condition that I guess maybe previously was here before we did a redesign. Maybe it's in some shared thing.
Right.
But you'll usually see like a render if exists.
So then we'd split it out to an EE version of that Haml doc if the changes are significant enough.
I think so. Yeah, and for this one, having a little bit of context into this one is in that situation where I think we wanted to test at some level of like integration, like rendering this root view rendered these wherever it was, we wanted to confirm that at this root view, we got these placeholders that the JavaScript was looking for, which is an EE only thing. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
It's probably one of these partials that we're rendering has got to have the condition in it. And this is just happens to be running things in integration, I think. I think that's good.
Yep.
Or maybe it's even the layout that's doing this. Oh, and maybe that's where we're failing, actually. Well, no, before we do that, let's try this out. On line 20, above line 20,
Mm,
can we add a binding.pry above line 20?
above line 20. Okay. Oopsie.
I don't know if I've ever tried this on Haml, and you'll need to do a dash thing because we're running Ruby. Yeah, not
Yeah, gotcha.
yeah, sorry.
Sweet. Okay, let's run this. Yeah, is this going to work? Fine. Pry and
This is like a debugger.
yeah, variable. Well, I guess we'll figure. Oh, yeah, I'm positive. Let's see. There we go.
Yeah, look at how pretty that is.
Mm,
So now let's run the feature enabled thing and see if that's true. So I just we want to get the
right one. Nope, it's not. Can we?
Oh, but we might
skip?
not be on the right test because it's going to do this for all the tests, right?
Exactly.
So let's just focus on the tests that we actually need. So we can exit.
Okay, I've got an idea how we're gonna do this.
When we run it, we can actually say like 52, like line 52.
Yeah, but this was still in the loop. That's kind of the thing because we're going through this. So, but yeah, you're absolutely right.
We might need to keep exiting. Like,
Okay. Oh,
I'm sorry.
can I? Yeah, okay. 52. One more time.
Can we go back to yeah, okay. All right. That's
flag
true.
is set. That's
Oh
good.
yeah.
Let's see. Are you
yeah.
having a laugh?
If we go next.
Next, where to?
Oh,
Like,
sorry.
that's-
If you go back to your terminal,
Mhm.
you can do next. Next. Yep.
Where are we going to?
Yeah, we can just exit now.
Okay.
Oh, not control C. Well, that's fine. Let's get rid of our binding prime and let's see if it passes.
Well, we haven't changed anything, have we?
No. I don't know.
Well, we do have changed the flag values. But still, then I would at least would have expected to see one passing test. Huh.
So
We actually changed this. This is what we changed. So
yeah, but it wasn't passing earlier,
sense.
right?
One more time.
Can we go ahead and resurrect line 24 there?
Yep. Just
Let's
like that.
get rid of that thing. Yeah.
Maybe that was it.
Hmm. Okay, let's bring back the flag values.
Yep. So we
Yeah. And if this fails,
once.
oh yes. Yes. This is gonna fail. This isn't doing what you think it's doing. Yes, this will always fail. Ah!
Okay. Well then.
Sorry, Yannick. I gotta go
Wow.
now. So
Yeah, I was just about to say.
I'm
So
joking.
see you next week. That was a fun thing.
So what's happening here, and this is why we always want to try to do like parameterized specs in Jest. We always want to do like parameterized specs in RSpec. Creating this each do will not behave intuitively like you think, because this is going to create two before do's. And so what's going to happen is we have a before do that's setting the flag to true, and then right after that we have a before do that's setting the flag to false for all of them.
So if this is what I think that is very, very bad news. So let me propose the following fix then. What do you think about that?
You should just set before do to true. If you just want it to be true, like we should just have before do true. It's not that bad to there's a number of ways we like parameterize a spec in RSpec. You can use parameterized specs, which is really cool. Or
Oh shoot.
but here's the
Okay.
thing is this isn't testing what you think it's testing. You here I would read this and I'm almost expecting it to test that the sum visible text is visible for both the flag on and off. But that's not what's happening. It's only going to test it with the flag on.
Understood. Like the reason why I'm reacting the way I'm reacting is, let me just quickly, like we have been doing this quite a lot. And this is kind of the whole test suite for the redesigned login page. It's based on. And I don't think this was testing what we expected it to be.
Oh no, that's all right. So can we go back to that's not great.
Never mind. Okay, let's fix it in here so we can take care of the others.
So the fix is let's use parameterized specs because parameterized specs are cool. So I mean that's the only reason to use them is just if you want to be treated, like you're in the in crowd and not, made fun of, then you got to use parameterized specs.
I definitely want to be in the in crowd. Okay, let's do this.
If you want to sit at the cool kid lunch table, they're gonna ask you
for params.
Yes, obviously that was my experience. So
okay,
what you do is let's just look up in Google real fast because that'll help, and this will help us do the full development lifecycle of Googling things. Parameterize RSpec.
Parameterize.
RIZED.
Yeah, it's just good enough. Google fix. Not really. Parameterized. There we go.
I think that is that it? Yes. So you see, you have a where, and then you have a with them. And whatever you've declared in the where, the with them, those will be in scope in the it context. Things can get really fancy here.
Okay.
You can also create a table-like syntax like we do in Jest here. So if you keep scrolling down, there's a number of different other syntaxes. So there's like a hash syntax there. If you keep going down, you could do
gotcha.
Do they have if you do a search for table on this page?
Yep.
Yep. So you have to add this using to the top, and then you could do a cool little table thing, which is nice.
Gotcha. Okay. But not to put this off, but this will probably be good enough for our use case.
Yeah, 100%.
Only like ours is like super simple. So what do I copy? the describe is something we're already having.
So
I
we would
suppose.
want to, whatever we're going to parameterize, we would want to wrap in a context because it's the context that we're parameterizing. Like, so in this case, I would have something like, I would create a context like with feature flag parameters or something maybe. And so like on line 33. But here's a big question I have for you before we move forward. What is the expectation for when the flag is false? Do we expect it to show up?
Yes. Yeah.
But
I
line
expect
20,
like this to always work.
line 20 seems to imply that it should not show up.
Line 20.
20 of the Hamel spec, of the actual Hamel.
Yeah, that's right. But this whole thing doesn't show up once the flag is false. And I'd argue that not that I really know where this would be coming from, but I expect for the flag off, yeah, we are rendering this somewhere else. So that should be okay.
If we go back to the, can we go back to the sign up box?
Yep.
That's also checking the feature enabled, right?
Yeah, it is.
Can we go to the other one?
This one? Because this is not checking for the
This
flag.
is the layout, which
And
is
this is
yes.
exactly, and this is in the else.
If we go back to, can we go to the yes, so interesting. Okay, yes, let's go back to our spec. If you scroll down, we don't want to do subject render because what's happening there is we're calling render at the very top. If you go to the top, what's happening there is we call that body the render with the template and the layout, but then we overwrite it by calling render again without the layout. And that's why it's failing with the flag off.
Where do we see the first render method? Because I don't.
So on line 7, you see how we declare what our test subject is, and
there we go. Okay,
yes.
Gotcha.
And so what's actually happening if you scroll down with by saying subject render, you actually are rendering it twice, but the second time will overwrite the first one, and we will lose the layout. So this should pass with both on and off, but we're still not testing what we think we're testing.
Yeah, we still don't know, right? Okay.
Yeah. So for all of this, yeah, let's create a new context called feature flag with like, let's create a new.
Gotcha. Describe block, correct?
Yeah. Whatever.
Okay.
I would call it with feature flag params or something. I don't know.
Flag params.
Sure.
Rename me. Okay.
Yep. And so we don't want the sub. Oh wow. Okay. Let's move that subject to the very top on line 7. We want to move that outside of the describe. Like that subject sounds like we want to use that all over the place. I mean, we don't. Oh no! When I say, I'm sorry. When I say very top, I meant.
Gotcha.
In the top describe.
Just okay.
Okay. So here, we can get rid of everything inside of our new describe.
Inside of our new describe.
The new one, which starts on line 34.
Yeah, wait a second. There we go. Okay, why is this just completely threw me off? So okay, never mind. Everything in here basically.
Everything and everything. So all of that describe we can get rid of.
All of that. Describe. Yep. There we go.
So we'll use where, and we can call our parameter that variable whatever we want to call it.
this is kind of what we're after, correct?
Yep. And so we'll call it something like where
AB for now should be good.
no,
enough.
no. Let's call it like FF underscore state. Yep. And we only need one parameter right now. And so this is what's cool too, is like if we had different values for different on-off states, we'll be able to co-locate them, associate them. That should be good. We might need to wrap each one of those in an array because this technically expects an array of arrays, but I think it should be smart enough to figure it out.
Let's see. Okay, so that would be with them do.
Yep, and so
that would
then
be the
you'll
next thing
do.
that we need.
Yep, and so then we'll do with them do, and then we'll create a new describe.
Yep.
And we'll call that we'll call it with flag equals
not gonna. How do I put a variable in there?
yes, I'm gonna get that for you. Give me a quick second. Oh, cool. Yes. We can add yes. Let's do that. We can add a case name to our parameterized spec thing, so we don't have to worry about wrapping in another describe. So case names is a special case name is a special parameter.
There we go.
So we can add case name to the front of our list of parameters in the where. So we'll do where colon case name comma colon FF state.
Case
Underscore name.
name.
Yep. And so now
Okay.
we'll definitely want to do arrays. So we'll need to break up true and false into their own lines.
Gotcha. And these will be living in arrays now.
Yep. And we'll start with, and then those arrays, the first item will be, so we should break them up to their own lines. And the first item will be with feature flag true, with feature flag false. Like we'll just, whatever in this string.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So that's just the description,
that's
basically. Okay,
yep.
Understood. False. Yep.
Yeah, we can get rid of the comma on after false. Yeah.
Okay.
So then we don't need describe. We can get rid of line 42. We don't need to describe. Yes, but we will add a before do. Yep, and then the stub feature flag thing goes in there, and all of our tests that we want to test both cases will go in there.
Gotcha.
We'll put in FF state, and we'll just reference it like a variable FF state. Yep, just like you did. Yep. Nope.
No column.
Not a symbol. Yeah. Just like that.
Okay.
And then all the other tests we want to throw in there. So that's basically how you'd want to do a loop through values when you have a before like that. We want to do that. Yeah.
I can't believe this was not doing what I expected.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Wow, that's quite something. Okay, so
you could run into the same. You could run into the same situation in Jest too. Like if you use just an array to do a for each, and then you created like a before block on each one of them. That means Jest is going to create a before for. It's going to create those befores that will run for all the tests. So you really want to make sure when we create befores that need to be scoped, we got to lean into the test framework scoping mechanism.
I have to admit, I still haven't fully understood why this is the case, but maybe I just need to accept it.
Part of it is because the tests frameworks do 2 passes. They do 1 pass to create all the it and before blocks, and then
Yeah.
they'll do another pass to actually run them. And so when you have a loop,
Okay.
yes,
Gotcha.
yeah,
So it's always the last value will be taken for every run.
yeah, because we created 2 of them, and so then for every single one of them, it's going to do it. It can get gnarly. So you want to make sure these things are contained.
Yeah, yeah, and I kind of expected it for to basically loop. Where do we have an example? Is this? Yeah, here we go. To basically loop this, set this, run this, and then do the same thing again. But that's just not what it does.
Yeah. Can you so we'll want to copy over the for resource on new base. If you scroll up, we need to do this thing that's doing on line 9. We need to do that for all of them too. The stub device and disable CAPTCHA. Not necessarily the marketing text one, but the stub device and disable CAPTCHA. I think we want to do below our subject. Let's put it up there so that they're all sharing it, because we need to do it for all of them. If you scroll up.
Yep. Oh, gotcha. So that would just then go. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So we don't want to do the stub feature flag one or the allow GitLab. That's one we don't need to share. Yes. Yeah. But those ones, let's share them. Yeah. We can get rid of those lines. Yep. Yeah. Let's see what happens. And we might need to include all the LDAP stuff too. We might need to move that to the top, maybe.
To the shared.
Yeah, if you need to just put it like above line 6. Oh, look, it worked. Yeah, nice. Are you feeling good?
I am. I am. Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm currently just thinking about how to handle this, but I'll probably be fixing this file and then just open an issue for the other test suites. That probably be the most the most doable approach.
On 35 through 43, the line 35 through 43, that's the main block that we had to use to replace line 63 through 64.
No, that was too quick for me. One more time.
Line 35 through 43 is what we use to replace 63 through 64.
35 to 43.
35 to 43, the describe.
Yep. That would be.
So when we have other instances of this is basically you could just replace that.
Gotcha. Yeah. That I'm aware of.
Okay.
No, I don't worry too much about the DB factor. What I worry too much is about potential tests now broken.
Yeah, that'd be
actual
challenging.
text.
Yeah.
That is what I worry about.
But if they're broken, like that's actually a sign that they're probably legitimately broken. Like, maybe we should do that to see if there's some issues with the flag being off. I think that's the situation that we'd most likely run into. So yeah, now I think we just want to move in the other describes. We should be good.
Yeah, awesome.
I have to run to the restroom real fast. I'll be right back.
Gotcha. I'll try. I'll see what I can do. Whew, that is some interesting news on a Friday. Are you still with us, James? Do you have any questions on this? Awesome.
No, sounds like you got some issues to make there.
One more time.
Sounds like you have some issues to create there.
To create the what?
Like to fix all of the problems.
Because
this is the same problem in a bunch of your tests, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, what I worry about is fixing what we just spoke about will probably easy, but so this has just uncovered that we in the initial test suite we are actually having a lot of blind spots.
Yeah.
That's kind of it, and we'll
This
be
is-
seeing what is
This
happening
is
in those.
actually a really good opportunity for like community contributions though, because this recording shows how to fix the problem.
Yeah.
So we could create the issues and then tag this recording and say, all of these tests are broken. If you
Yeah.
want help in writing it, you can look at this video.
Absolutely. That's probably yeah. We probably should do this, because it'll probably be hopefully good enough tutorial for any community contributor watching this now, to actually set this up and see what's happening in there. And yeah, good news is this flag is not that'll probably for quite a couple of milestones still, so that's a good thing. So let's try to get this thing fixed. Describe marketing text has a set flag to false, so I don't worry about this too much. Describe sign. This is what I added, and this is basically doing the exact same thing as above. So I don't care about this anymore, but I do care about the LDAP. This is what we need to move. And I'd argue and the tag manager, and these are just helper functions. So this is rubbish, and so is this. So that's the thing with copy and pasting huge code blocks. This will now hopefully be all green, or otherwise I'll be pressing Command C a lot. Yes, awesome. Okay, so no bad surprises in there. I'm thinking about the what I just said regarding the need for refactoring. Will probably be all right. This still needs to be done as we just described it, but I'm just thinking about if all of those, if there, I don't expect any really bad things to be uncovered here, because we are already live with this thing on com and in the release, and the feedback we're getting is rather minor. So if there would be anything really, really big in there, we probably would already know. So that's at least a little bit of a relief here.
That's good to know.
Sweet.
So it still works. There's just no test covered. Is that right?
Partial test coverage. Well, it is.
Yeah, partial. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, partial. Just for one side of the boolean. That is basically what it is. Yep. Sweet. Okay. That would be it, I suppose. This test is now fully refactored. Let me quickly skim through it one more time. But this is looking very, very good. Awesome. I don't have anything more to add to this. So I don't know about you, but I am tempted to kind of close this case. Do you have anything to pair on today?
We only got 10 minutes, but I am a bit stuck on something. Maybe you guys can
Sweet.
help.
Let's
Still testing, so we're still on theme.
Let's see it.
Let me just make it share appropriate. Sorry. Okay, so my issue is that this test keeps failing, saying that wrapper is not. Wrapper find by role is not a function. Find by role.
I think you do have some problems with your microphone, I'm afraid.
Oh, sorry. Is it
Besides,
better if I move it closer?
little.
Oh,
It rather sounds like some technical.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Hello,
We changed.
Real quick for you, Paul, so you're not fully confused. In RSpec land, things are working great. Managed to refactor it. All green. So thanks so much for the help.
Cool.
That was
Nice.
looking good, man. And yeah, we're now on some other tests James just brought along.
Nice. Well, this has far too many parentheses for RSpec.
Yeah. Cool. So what I'm doing is so my test is failing here. I just added this to test it. We don't need it. But this should be, so find alerts tab does wrapper.find by role.
Yep.
And I'm getting an error, wrapper.find by role is not a function, which is strange because in this describe block, it works perfectly fine here, where we're doing wrapper.find by role.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I just can't work out what.
Can we jump to the mount component?
Mhm.
Do we need to use the mount extender thing?
No, I checked our docs and it says that it comes.
Uh-oh. Something happened to your mic, James. They're trying to cut you out.
All right, I'll use my system mic.
Oh, okay. All right. They were like, he said too much. He went to the dock.
Yeah, our docs say that shallow mount should be from view test utils.
Okay.
I can find the example if you want to, because I used the same example from the docs.
Okay.
Yeah. So wrapper is from view test utils, either from mount or shallow mount.
Got it. Cool.
And you wrote that.
Oh, nice. Nice. Hilarious.
Also, it's working in this describe block. Yeah. But it's not working here.
Mm-hmm. That's weird. Do we have any tests focused right now?
What do you mean focused?
Like you don't have
only something, yeah.
What?
So let's try if we put fit on line 109 instead of it. We do fit.
Okay.
What happens?
Like we'll run the test again? Is that what you want?
Yeah, let's try that out. Let's see what happens.
I'm in JavaScript debug mode, but I don't think there's any breaks. So
one passed and one skipped. Oh, because the EE.
yeah, there's two called this. Yeah.
Yeah. Can we jump to mount component again? Oh. Can you scroll up? Just so, is there anything else on the terminal that We should scroll up too.
It's
Alright, if
just
we scroll
debugger
down.
information.
Okay. If you scroll down, that's where it's failing. If you keep going down. So what is that? Call 0 update expected. Oh, expected an assertion. It didn't even get to run the first assertion. Okay. Let's inspect our wrapper. Can we like console log wrapper right before this one, maybe?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, we can also put a breakpoint and
That might be,
was-
yeah, that might have been.
Thanks for reading my mind. Yeah, that would probably make things a lot easier.
Well, you know how helpful console
go.
log debugging can be?
Absolutely.
Why not do both?
Since the 90s.
So
Yeah.
the like wrapper is
Interesting.
defined. I don't know why I can't like access this terminal. Like,
Might need to go to debug
feel like I
console, maybe?
oh, okay, cool, great. So, thanks.
So if we do
So-
wrapper.find role, that's not working? Whoa.
Yeah,
What about wrapper? Is wrapper defined?
yeah.
Okay.
And you're saying the other one does work.
Yeah.
That's two.
Well, it works here.
All right. Can it's not that I don't trust you, but I
Yeah.
gotta see it for myself.
That's
Can we yeah, we can go ahead and keep
play.
playing or yeah, get out of that. Can we change the fit from 109 to
I changed exists to be false instead of true.
Oh,
so it should
we'll have to
fail.
move the fit or the 109 will be the
Oh.
one that gets run.
Yeah, so this one should fail. Assuming it's working properly.
So they're both
Okay.
failing.
They're both failing.
Whew. Could this have to do with let's see. All right. That is helpful that they're both failing.
Yeah, but maybe it's the docs are wrong and
I think you're
we
right.
need extended.
I think you're right. I think find by role maybe used to be a thing.
What is it? Extended wrapper? I wanted to
Yeah, or
autofill
if
and
you
auto
search-
import, but
If you do a search for shallow mount extended, you'll see it.
shallow mount extended.
Yep. Yeah.
So instead of shallow mount extended, we're using shadow mount extended, right?
Yeah.
Great, working. Okay,
Ooh.
cool. So just need to update the docs.
Yeah.
That was easy.
Yeah, it's not. It does seem like it's not finding them. So, but at least it's finding them. Trying.
It's not finding that tab because I changed it to purposely fail,
Oh,
so
okay.
that we knew it was running.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that was. You might
sweet.
need to. I think what I'm also saying is, you might not be able to do shallow mount extended, and you might have to do the full mount extended.
I don't think so, but I don't think so, but I can solve that by myself.
Okay, sure.
I was just
Sure.
stuck on this bit.
Yeah, yeah, that's weird. Yeah, can you check out the docs? Like, so what was the docs?
Yeah.
And who wrote that?
Yeah.
Whoever wrote that.
Yeah, because we don't use find by role very much, and I've had it suggested a couple of times recently.
Can you share your screen to?
Yep. Sorry.
There you go.
I was just trying to. Yeah. This is it.
I see. So, interesting. Yeah. So I think maybe the best got updated. And they're just got out of sync. Oh, but see, it says wrapper, it already says on line 201, wrapper equals shallow mount extended. So that comment is just confusing. We just don't need the comment on line 203.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might have just been that one line.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. If you want to open up a doc update to just remove that comment, you can ping me and I'll be able to merge it. That'd be cool. All right. Thanks for bringing that up and finding the discrepancy in our docs. That's confusing. Sorry about that.
No worries.
I'll catch you all later.
Awesome.
Yeah, Nate. So I was saying before, Paul, I think this would be a really good opportunity to make some community contribution issues and link this video to see how to fix it, because Yannick said there was a bunch of these tests that are going to be failing.
Okay.
Yeah. So then if we already have a really solid example of how to do it, if someone's looking for like how to get into RSpec testing, it's a really good opportunity for them.
That's a great idea. Yes, about the RSpec. Yeah, that's a great idea. I like that idea a lot. Cool.
Yeah, I'll try to come up with some issues ASAP and I'll ping you on them, James.
Awesome. Yeah, no worries. Or ping me if you want help with them or anything like that.
Gotcha. We'll do so.
Adios.
Okay. See ya. Bye.
Everyone.